podcast 943. Are you a better person?
And welcome everyone to the MyMac.com podcast. We appreciate the fact that you are here and thank you. Thank you one and all. Now, it used to be hard to get beta versions of the Mac OS. You had to be an Apple developer and you had to pay $99.
Sorry, guy. Beta. I thought you meant better. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. No. It's well, wait, you guys say beta. We say beta. No.
But I said, no. I've got you saying it now. Yay! Gaz wins.
I can't remember. Wait, we say beta. You guys, how do you guys say it?
Beta.
Beta. So it's
beta,
onion. No, that's French.
But I actually said better in the title, of course.
Yeah.
Which is joking.
Wrong all the way around. Though it worked out better for the title. It did work out better for the title. And I am not going to start over again, Gaz. I am not going to do it. No.
You tell everybody. No. You tell everybody how they had to be a developer and pay $99 a year for the privilege.
If you right there wanted to get your hands that are listening, and if you're watching the video, and both of you, I'm pointing at you right there. It's wow. Okay, starting again. It used to be hard, Gaz. It used to be so hard to get the beta version of the Mac OS. I'm powering through. You had to be an Apple developer and you had to pay $99 a year for the privilege. Now, all you have to do is flip a switch in system settings and you can at the very least get the public betas with absolutely no sweat. However, it does beg the question, just because you can do something, it doesn't always follow that you should.
Correct.
Wow. Correct. Longest intro ever. How are you, Gaz?
I'm very well. I think I like my interruption, which people may or may not hear at the end of this particular podcast. I don't know. You powered on through, or you just restarted. You may just put the whole bit in. I've got no idea because
I will.
Yeah, you'll just go for it. I am doing absolutely sponsorific, Guy. I mean, since our last pod, which seems so very long ago, I have obviously been 2 weeks. Yeah, well, the Tuesday before I was going to Silverstone on the Wednesday, I decided there's a local cycling group round here. And they do what they call the Good Bean Cafe Tuesday ride. And the Good Bean Cafe is a cafe in a small town near us, which is about an 8-mile ride there. And I thought, well, I'll go along and just join the group. And there was about 15 of us. And I thought, crikey, if I do this ride, it'll be the longest ride I've ever done. But I'll go with it and I can kind of cut short and head back. But I went with it and I went with them. We rode out from where we live in Corby over towards, in fact, was it beyond Peterborough? It might have been beyond. Anyway, the total mileage when I came back was about 61, 62. I can't remember what it was now. 60
miles? I thought you said it was only 8 miles there.
8 miles to the place where we started from, Guy. 8 miles.
Oh, okay.
So I added that to the total and it came out at about 61, 62, something like that. And I thought, well, that is the longest ride I've ever done. And I got a puncture on the way back, which was unfortunate because it would have also been my fastest ride. Now, I'm not a speedy rider. I'm just a casual rider.
A punch?
Puncture in my tire.
Oh, puncture. Okay. I saw the pictures on the Facebooks.
On the Facebooks, and basically that meant my average speed for that was 15.9 mile an hour for that ride. So, and for me that's quite quick, guys. You know, if anybody says, oh, I do that in my sleep, yeah, fine, but I don't do a lot of riding. I do a bit,
especially in your sleep.
Especially in my sleep, yeah, absolutely.
So did you have to call bicycle repairman?
Yeah, that
Monty
was me.
Python fans will understand what that is.
That was me. I was bicycle repairman. I'm here. Yeah. And if I hadn't had that puncture, I might have been able to hit the 16 mile an hour mark. Anyway, then on the Wednesday, I obviously got to Silverstone and get my camp set up and was there until Monday morning. Now, can I say that I've got to say to you, Guy, Silverstone week is not the healthiest week for me in terms of food and beverages. Meaning that I do eat there's good food there. There is lots of good selection of food, but you don't exactly eat healthily, or I don't. You are able to, but I do not. And I also probably downed quite a bit of beer. But on the Tuesday, after I'd got back on the Monday, after a really good race, really good week as usual, anybody following me on Twitter or on Mastodon or on Counter Social or on Facebook or on Instagram probably saw all the pictures and the images that I was sending. But on the Tuesday, I decided to go back to their normal Tuesday ride. And they did about a 52 or 55 mile ride. And I was thinking, I am going to pay for this. I've got to say, Guy, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Mileage was down a bit and speed, but it was good. So it's an enjoyable group. And I think I'm going to join the club and then just go out with a ride with them every Tuesday. So, yeah. Other than that, I've done very, very little on MyMac. Mainly because I haven't been here for a lot of it. Although
that helps.
That helps being here.
Yeah. Before you go on, did any of those Just Stop Oil people show up?
Not this year. Not this year.
See, that surprises me.
Well, yeah, but
you would think that something like car races.
No. I'll tell you why. Because a few people said to me,
because they get their asses kicked.
Well, not only that, security is through the roof.
Yeah.
Although there isn't a roof at Silverstone. Because security was really high. And if you think about it, they're going to do something else. They're going to disrupt something, some other event because, why go back to the scene of a crime where you were before when people are waiting for you? Now, they might go back to Silverstone next year, but they actually threw a load of jigsaw puzzle pieces onto Wimbledon, one of the Wimbledon courts.
Yeah.
Jigsaw pieces, yeah. Basically, although that was quite useful for a lot of the British players. At least they had something to do, put the pieces together for the rest of the tournament. Although having said that, we do have a junior in the final. We do have a Brit in the final of the doubles. We do have a finalist in the wheelchair tennis. I tell you, have you ever seen that? You ever seen them playing tennis with wheelchairs? Just incredible. Do a search for some wheelchair tennis, Guy. They are phenomenal.
I had up until the point when you put those words together, I had never heard that before.
Just incredible how these people play tennis while they're in a wheelchair. Beggars belief. Absolutely beggars belief. But yeah, and they'd probably beat you or I, to be honest with you as well.
Oh, easily.
Easily,
certainly me. Easily. I'd be like, hit the ball.
Yeah. And I've got to say that obviously I take quite a bit of tech stuff with me in terms of my iPhone and lots of battery packages so I can charge up my devices while I'm away. But yeah, it was good. It's a good week. How about you?
Well, on the eye front, got a call from the fake eye guy who's making the prosthetic, and he still has not yet been paid by the insurance company, even though the insurance company has said we are definitely going to pay that. And as it turns out, he submitted it with the wrong membership number, which happened to be the one that we gave him. So it's not necessarily his fault, but because we've put a rider on my insurance to help offset some of the costs of this whole thing, it changed the number. So we gave him the number that we thought it was, and it wasn't. And the insurance company was like, her? But everybody is on the same page now. And hopefully, with as quickly as insurance companies move in the United States, I should have my prosthetic eye within a year, even though it's sitting in his office as we speak. No, it'll probably be like another 2 weeks or so. Okay. However, by the time all of that is straightened out, it won't really matter because, well, I mean, it'll still matter, but I'm going to Boise. Boise about midway through August. And I don't know if I'm going to have it before then. And even if I do have it, I don't know if I'll take it with me, because that's $4,600. And it's like, maybe I'll just wait until I'm back here and have a chance to practice with it before I go someplace really far away and try to deal with it there. Now, the other thing is I took...
You need one of those trackers putting in it, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Put an air tag. Put an air tag on my fake eye. It's like, where is it? No. Where is it? I don't know. I can't see it.
I can hear it.
I
can't see it.
I can't see it. I took last Monday off to visit with my brother Sandy, who lives in an undisclosed location not far from the Chesapeake Bay. His two daughters joined us for lunch, and we all had some kind of fish-related morsels. I had fish and chips, since I can't eat shellfish, which sucks, because I find them all to be delicious. So that's pretty much everything that's been going on with me. Cool. I'm in the new office because you're getting ready to rip the crap out of our old office. And I guess the question will be, how long until that's all done, but probably not until the end of the year. It's a mess. Everything is a mess, but
it's a mess.
Who knows? I don't know. I'm, at this point, it's like, are you still cutting me a check? Thumbs up. Good. All right. So
that'll do.
You tell me where you want me to go, and that's where I'll show up.
Well, shall we just jump straight into Gaz's snippets?
We should.
Looks like we are. Okay. So, I kind of got 2 weeks of snippets to catch up on. So
okay.
There's possibly quite a few, but we'll rattle through them. He says, hopefully.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. Who's the other person in this podcast that you have to deal with snippets?
No idea.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Apple's future AirPods guy could take your temperature and offer hearing tests. We've spoken about this. We've spoken about this many times, saying that their AirPods or EarPods, see what I did there, could actually do a lot more, because there's lots of capable readings that those devices can take from your ears and send them to your phone, so they can say, we thought that your heartbeat was slow and that your brain rhythms were slowing down as well. We also felt that your breathing was slowing and your blood sugar was low. We think you're dead. I mean, that's really going to be quite useful. Really quite useful.
It would be.
No,
quite useful.
But
mine would just say there is no brain activity at all.
Yeah. Seriously, though, I think it could be really useful.
Yes.
I think there's going to be a lot of that going forward. Apple are to ask the US Supreme Court to undo the App Store order in the Epic Games case.
Should.
So I'm not sure how old this one is. This is actually going back to the 4th of July. What happened on the 4th of July? Guy, did anything happen on the 4th of July? Was it a special day for anybody?
Celebration of some
tea.
thing.
Celebration of tea, I think it was, wasn't it?
Or the destruction of tea.
No, I think it was a celebration of tea. Let's go with being positive.
Sure.
So this is almost a couple of weeks ago. It says Apple said it will ask the US Supreme Court to review a judge's order. So whether that review has been done or not yet, we'll see if it comes up in any of the snippets. Apparently, this was a follow-up from The Guardian saying, Apple of my ear, hearing aid firms need to up their design game. This was a letter from somebody actually saying that there is an awful lot of capability within Apple's design team on their hearing equipment, and perhaps hearing aid companies should take a leaf out of some of the new designs pockets.
Well, and they're so freaking expensive.
Them. Yeah.
My wife uses hearing aids, and they're just like plug in through your ears and you charge them through a USB charger, and they were like $2,500, $3,000, and it was like, geez, you could probably, and the big thing about them is, well, depending on what activity you're doing, you can set how high the sensitivity is going to be from an app on your phone. It was like, huh. So something you put in your ear and you can adjust the volume with an app on your phone. I wonder if there's any other devices that cost about 1/10 that could also do that same thing. Huh. Don't know.
Anyway, the point was hearing aid firms really need to up their design game
Yes.
to make the look of hearing aids much more modern. Let's put it that way. Because it's funny because you see somebody with a hearing aid and you think, oh, they're stupid because they're deaf. No, they're just having. They're just
Thing
having
that comes to my mind.
It is with some people. Okay, but the reaction is they can't hear you.
Stupid deaf people. Stupid half-blind people.
Yeah. I've got a feeling there's a few rednecks that might think that way. Anyway, I'll move on from that story before I make it even worse.
By the way, half-blind, that's me.
You said it. Spotify stops accepting payments set up via Apple's App Store. Apparently, Spotify is no longer supporting Apple's in-apps purchase system. An email to affected subscribers, Spotify tell them, we're contacting you because when you joined Spotify Premium, you used Apple's billing service to subscribe. Unfortunately, we no longer accept that billing method as form of payment. How many people do you think, oh, right, well, sod you, I'm going to try Apple's version instead then? I think that might backfire a little bit, but we'll see.
No, it's okay, because then what they'll do is they'll go the epic route. They'll get Tim McJerkface in to advise them on, just file a lawsuit saying that Apple's charges are unfair, even though they created the platform. Yeah, do that. Go that route. Lazy. So-and-so. That was so close. It's like, keep those words inside.
Apparently, Guy, there's been a study, and in this study, researchers have shown how smartwatches like Apple's Apple Watch, Apple's Apple Watch, is it? Because it's called the Apple Watch.
Well, it's so much better than Samsung's Apple Watch.
No, but I'm just trying to think that through in my own mind. You say Apple's Apple Watch, or do you say Apple's Watch? Because it's called the Apple Watch. So if it's Apple's Apple Watch, who else is it going to be? It's not going to be Samsung's Apple Watch, is it?
No, it shouldn't be.
Anyway, that's my problem. But apparently it can provide data that allows AI to detect Parkinson's disease as much as 7 years before symptoms show. Wow.
Okay.
These devices are just...
They get better and better.
No, it's not so much that they get better and better. They get better at detecting stuff which people can use to analyze the information to say, aha. I was listening to a podcast today, actually, which was talking about understanding tree rings, which can actually give you the indication about when a hurricane happened years ago. And then understanding when the hurricanes happened years ago can give you then some sort of information about when they might happen in the future. It's all data, guy. It's all data.
I don't know about showing, because hurricanes are a force of nature, and they
so are trees.
Really,
they're nature.
Yeah, but trees are static. Once a tree grows, it's not like he's going to stand up and say, I'd like to be over at that part of the forest.
I get that, but it's the thickness of the rings that count. Anyway, let's move on, because we've not tangentially gone anywhere.
This is not the Guy and Gaz meteorologist
tree ring podcast.
Podcast, yeah.
Apple iPhone Guy posts an 8% year-on-year increase in China's smartphone market.
Until the next time the Chinese get mad and say, don't buy those things.
Apparently, Apple TV Plus now holds 7% share of the US streaming video market.
That's not bad.
Apple's Irish tax escrow account has lost almost $1 billion in the last year. Now, you know what this escrow account is for, don't you?
Yeah.
It's for that 14.3 billion back tax thing, and it has to go into an escrow account where it's just held. Well, apparently the amount available at the end of the day for either Apple or the Irish government from lengthy legal proceedings over the company's Irish tax years lost almost $1 billion in the last year ahead of the the final ruling. If the EU wins, the sum will be handed over to the Irish government. If the EU loses, it will be returned to Apple. Now, it's about taxes, it's all sorts of stuff which is going on, but it's, what amazes me is the fact that it lost $1 billion. Oh, well, let's move on. A billion, that's a lot of money, Guy.
Well, not to Apple, and apparently not to the EU.
Yeah, well, apparently not to, yeah, you're right. Large governments, they just take it. Anyway, let me move on. Apple Music trademark has been denied after a tactical error by the company. An application to register an Apple Music trademark has been denied in its entirety after the Cupertino company tried to include protection of the name for live music performances. Did you see that Apple is streaming the first episode of Foundation free on YouTube ahead of the season 2 premiere?
I heard that, and the season 2 premiere was either Thursday or Friday. I haven't seen it yet.
I'm not sure whether I'm going to watch season 2 or not. I think it needs to up its game a little bit.
Here's the problem with Foundation is their first year was actually quite a cool roller coaster ride, and people who have actually read the books will know that, well, it didn't exactly follow the path that the books took. But it was still fun to watch. The problem is between COVID and so many other things, it's been now at least 2 years since that show, maybe 3 years since that show streamed the first season. And even if you were a fan, you're going to be like, don't even remember what happened during that season. And to expect people to go back and rewatch an entire season just so they can get caught up before season 2 is unrealistic. If you're going to have a show that's going to have multiple seasons, you've got to increase or decrease the amount of time between those seasons, or you're going to lose a lot of your audience.
Agreed. Did you see the Apple car crash ad, Guy?
I did not.
So,
yes, I have. It had to do with the Apple Watch with an automatic call going out.
No, the iPhone. It was actually relating to the iPhone, and it was basically, when they do these crash test things with a crash test dummy in it, and it's got all of the, the black. Yeah. It's got the circle, the black and white quarters in it, and it's got the car. Well, they showed this car having an accident. It was a crash test, and there's an iPhone in there, and apparently in the ad, Apple say, relax, it's an iPhone 14 Pro. I've just been in an effing accident. I'm not going to be relaxed.
And I'm upside down. There's a problem here.
Yes. Yeah, there's a problem here. Yeah, I'm not quite sure that they hit the right tone there, Apple.
Yeah. Don't worry, you might have multiple contusions, but your phone is fine.
Yeah, and it's making the call for you to say that you've been in the accident, but save me first, says the iPhone.
Exactly.
Porsche apparently unveils a revamped CarPlay experience with climate controls and much more. Well done, Porsche.
Yeah, well, and I guess they're not practicing anymore.
I'm going to jump to the next one. I'm going to come back to one that's between these two. Yeah, very good.
Yeah. It's a callback, folks.
GM dealers aren't happy future EVs won't support CarPlay. There's an infinite number of ways this could go bad, and that's just one of them for GM.
There's no way.
Porsche GM. Which one would you prefer? Porsche GM.
There's actually a lesser chance of it going well than there is for a chance for it going good. It's just not going to end well for GM, and whoever the executive is that made the decision that they're not going to support CarPlay in future EVs, that guy needs to go, or girl, or whoever.
Now, I don't know when they're going to be unveiled, but the Q3 2023 financial results will be released by Apple soon, and that'll be the first time since they've hit and held their 3 trillion. I think it'll be the first time since they've hit.
Was it during the quarter that came up, or was that because the end of the quarter was June 1st? Yeah, so that was a month and a half ago.
Yeah, well, it'll be in about a month and a half or so. So it's going to be in August at some point. So if they
No,
keep holding,
it should be this month. Because
okay,
it was June.
well, it'll be the end of the month
It's
then.
January, February, March, April, May, June. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
It's
It was
August,
the end of
August,
June,
yeah.
so it should be August. Yes.
Well, if they hold it, then there'll be. I've got a feeling that something might be said about that 3 trillion valuation in the call, maybe. Brad Pitt films scenes for the upcoming Apple TV Plus Formula One film at the British Grand Prix. And yes, I was sat with someone and these 2 cars kept going round with lots of bits on them. And the guy next to me said, yeah, he said, who's that sponsor? I said, I don't know who the sponsor is, but no way would some 2-bit, and we found out there is a company called, I'm not going to tell you who the sponsor is, but there was a company currently around by the name of the sponsor that was on the car for the film. And I was confused because I said, there's no way that those cars have been paid for by that sponsor just to go around to sponsor, because it wouldn't have been on film or anything. It would have just been the fans around the circuit. Now on race day, it's 160,000 people watching the cars, but they're not all actually sat down. They're all sat down when the race is on, the main race, but not when these cars were going round. And I kept saying, they're going round for another reason. It wasn't until after the race that I realised, it's for this film. But he was determined that this sponsor had paid for these cars to go round and around the track to basically advertise to 100,000 people. Yeah, because they would have paid a lot of money to do that. I think not. Anyway, we saw some of the
filming. This is an Apple film
with the cars. It's Apple TV Plus. Are you not listening to what I'm
Brad
saying?
Pitt actually there?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, he was. Yes.
But not necessarily in the car.
No. Not the way these cars were going around. No way was that Brad Pitt. No way. He might be a good driver, but he wasn't that good.
He's not a Steve McQueen.
No. Hang on a minute. Where is it? I'm on the wrong one. What would you say, Steve?
No.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Mac shipments apparently have grown 10% as all major PC brands see downturns. Have we seen something like this before, Guy? I think we have.
I think we have too.
Apple opens a store on China's WeChat platform. So
what?
Apple has opened a store on the China's WeChat platform. Do you want me to say it again?
No, it's fine. It was a sarcastic what? What?
Sorry. What? What is what you should have said. Apple releases a new firmware for the Beats Studio Plus. How the hell you get it? I've got no idea. In fact, I do.
No idea.
It's you basically what you got to do is plug your Beats case, put both your Beats earphones into your case, open up your case, plug it in so it's being charged, and then open up your iPhone or your iPad and then see it comes up, and then just leave it for a bit, and I think it then registers it, and then eventually it'll pick.
So you put your Beats case in, you take your Beats case out, you put your Beats case in, and then you shake it all about.
Perfect. That's
exactly you do the hokey pokey and you turn the Beats around.
Hokey cokey.
That's what, pokey. Yeah, hokey pokey. That's what it's all about, guys.
Hokey cokey, not hokey pokey.
No, we say hokey pokey over here.
I know you do, and you're rude.
We are so rude.
Apple Card daily cash rewards of 10% on apps for new applicants. Not happy with that.
Should be across the board.
We'd like the card, to be honest with you, over here. Mac OS Ventura 13.5 Guy fixes an iPod Shuffle syncing issue years after the device was discontinued. Go Apple. That's all I can say. Go Apple. I've still got one of those, and it's a cracking little device, but I don't use it anymore because I've got this that's on my wrist.
Or a phone or something else. Nobody's using iPods anymore, Apple. It's okay.
Well, they're still updating the software for it, so that's good. Hey, now, get this, Guy. Apple has added autonomous vehicle testers after the big cut in April. Yeah, I think they've added, six or seven new drivers. But I'm not sure.
Or the whole thing could just be bull hockey.
Bull hockey.
Bull hockey.
Yeah. Apple back to schools deals launching soon in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. More on that in a little while. Apple TV Plus and Rihanna's Apple Music Super Bowl show earned 59 Emmy nominations. What's that?
That was such
Best
a weird
button,
show.
Best toenails, best fingernails, best hair length, best moustache, best jumper, best shirt, best eyebrows, best shoes, best tracksuit.
Best levitation by a pregnant woman.
Incredible. Apple fixes the latest security update that broke several popular ones. So they issued an update for the update that was broken, and then they had to issue an update for the update for the update. So they had an update which was wrong. They updated the update, and now they've had to update the update on the update. If you're wondering, folks, it's 16.5.1 open parentheses C close parentheses, and it's same on iPad OS 16.5.1 open parentheses C close parentheses, and it's Mac OS 13.4.1, and again it's a -C. It's just incredible. Made a bit of a balls up, although I have heard a few podcasts saying not totally Apple's fault, should have been sorted, but there are some things in the background which shouldn't be happening by other websites. So laziness in the world.
So was it the other websites that put out the bad update, or was it Apple?
No, Apple put out the update which was wrong, but there are some things which are going on some of the websites which really shouldn't be happening. Apple launches a tap to pay on the iPhone in the UK. Now, I went, wait, what? We've already got tap to pay. Wait, what? Then I realized what they're talking about is the tap to pay on the iPhone itself, so you can receive cash. Now, this is currently only open to businesses, and I hope our bank that I work with for the Rugby Society gets onto that, because as a small charity / business, I could certainly
so much easier.
Be so much easier than having to use the Square Payer that I sometimes forget to charge update with me and then can't use it. Apple Union have let me start that again. Apple Union negotiators acted illegally, claims a Maryland store representative of the union. Yeah,
okay,
we'll see. Tap to pay. Oh, I've already done that one. I'd like to blame Apple for my annual iPhone upgrade cycle, but I can't. That just made me laugh. That did. Yeah. I just put this in. He's a gadget guy who just likes shiny new toys, and he says, "Yeah." So
it's laugh. Apple's. You know, I'm on a 13, and I'm fine with that. I don't always have to have the latest and greatest shiny unless it's a microphone.
I'm on a 13 too. I'm likely to go to the 15 this year, though.
The only thing that might make me jump to a 15
I skipped a year this last year.
Would be USB-C charging.
Wow. Really? Would that be big enough to make you jump?
Yeah, it might be. With everything else, I mean, with all the other changes that they typically make to an iPhone, USB-C charging and connectivity would be pretty much would be enough to make me jump to a new phone. Cool. Instead of keeping it for another year.
Okay, we're really struggling over here in the UK, Guy. You know, people aren't getting wage increases. People are stopping working and retiring, and you know we're struggling with immigration. Oh, hang on a minute, what's this headline? Apple's UK sales hit record 1.5 billion. On the back of iPhone sales. Yes. Really struggling. I'll move on. Apple gives Tesla a pass on 30% Apple Store fees. Apple's in-app purchase system charges developers when users pay to unlock features inside the apps. The transaction uses Apple's payment network, and Cupertino takes a 30% cut of those proceeds. For companies booking less than 1 million in sales annually. Companies making 1 million or more pay Apple 15% currently. Tesla is skirting the in-app purchase requirement with Apple's blessing, it appears. Mr. Musk, I want to slap your face. That's all I can say.
And frankly, you should be slapping Tim Cook as well. You know,
yes,
if you're
agreed.
Going to allow a company to not pay the fees that you're making other people pay, for whatever those reasons are, then don't come complaining to us when an idiot like Epic and Tim McButthead want to do the same thing.
Interestingly, this article highlights the tweet that Elon Musk did back in 2022 when he was invited to go to Apple Cupertino, and he said, "Thanks, Tim Cook, for taking me round Apple's beautiful HQ. Good conversation. Among other things, we resolved the misunderstanding about the Twitter potentially being removed from the App Store. Tim was clear that Apple never considered doing so, and it sounds like they had a few other chats as well about money." Apple, come on. Not happy. Chrome users can finally access iCloud passwords. And folks, if I've got that wrong or we've got that story wrong, let us know. You know, tell us we're being naughty people.
Is that current, or is that coming up for the next version of the OS?
What?
Having
is what?
iCloud passwords on Chrome.
Hang on, right. So Chrome users can finally access iCloud passwords in macOS Sonoma.
Okay, so the upcoming one.
Yes.
Okay. And good.
Well, it needs to be, doesn't it? It can't. They can.
Yeah.
If they keep hiding that sort of stuff behind some sort of firewall themselves and don't let other people have access to it, who people trust, then they're going to get lots of hits from the EU and from other governmental organisations saying, "Well, we think you need to open the door a little bit more." So they need to do that sort of stuff.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, they'll probably be upset because all those other password managers will now probably lose a few customers.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Apple's back to school promo is now available in Europe, Middle East, and Asia. Guess what, Guy? Guess what?
Tell me.
Okay. Depending on where you live, you'll be eligible for an up to $150. That's about £150, even though we still pay the same price for some of the equipment. Gift card or a free pair of AirPods. Certainly in the UK, Guy.
Yeah, that $150 has to go back to Apple.
With reference to that previous story, talking about Tesla and Apple, here's another one. Wonder if it's linked. Apple AirPlay has been found in the latest version of Tesla iPhone app after Musk has signalled support. Interesting that, isn't it, Guy?
Just a little. Apparently, I'm sure Apple it's just a coincidence.
I must be. Yeah, must be a coincidence, definitely.
Programming error.
But, totally. Apple bans a knockoff of Threads, Meta's Twitter knockoff, from the App Store. So they've knocked off a knockoff.
The knockoff. Have you tried Threads yet?
I signed up for it to make sure that I kept my user ID so it doesn't get pinched by someone else, but I've not really gone into it.
The crazy thing about that is, okay, like you've signed up, and so that you could have your ID the way that you want it.
Mm-hmm.
But if for some reason you decide that you want to get off of it, well, you not only delete the Threads account, but you also delete your Instagram account. So that's just insane.
Do you know what? Hey ho.
Yeah.
I'm not going to delete the Threads account. I'll just keep it there in the background. And if it keeps coming back,
I haven't signed up yet.
You haven't used it for some time. I'll go in, use it, and go back out again. That's,
Yeah. What are they going to do?
Well, what are you going to do? The Young, apparently, there was a big CIRP.
What? I'm sorry, what? The who? Who did you say?
The Young guy.
The Young.
There was a big CIRP research came out, and it was talking about stuff, and I looked at it and I thought, boring. But then I saw this headline, and I thought I'd read it. And it says, "The young listen to Apple Music, the old watch Apple TV Plus." I'm not going to go anywhere else with that.
Damn it. I'm just seeing my entire life right now. What the hell? Thanks, CIPR. You suck.
Apple Pay Express mode is now available in New South Wales. The government of New South Wales in Australia today announced the Opal ticketing system now supports Express mode for Apple Pay payments. Guy, can I ask a question?
Sure.
What's Express mode?
I have no flippin' idea.
Let's move on. Apple Maps offline offers much more than Google Maps offline. Is that a surprise? Is that a surprise to anyone? Not really. Apparently, Apple have also removed gift wrapping option with the signature ribbon box. Apple no longer offers gift wrapping for online orders in the US, Canada, UK, Germany, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, and selected other countries where the option was available. References to gift wrapping were removed from Apple's website this last week. Oh, that's a shame. I always wanted to use that.
Go to your big box retailer, buy some flippin' wrapping paper, wrap it yourself, okay? Come on.
Apparently, Apple reportedly are in talks with the German's Bundesliga over media rights.
Jawohl.
FaceTime on Apple TV is a winner. Who knew? I'm not quite looking. We said about that, though, actually, on the Apple TV, that could be quite useful. And it sounds like it is doing really good. So I'm looking forward to that when it comes out. Because, of course, folks, we do not like or advise you install betas. Although we might be getting to that in a little while.
Maybe.
Is it better betas? Better betas? Better beta betas. I've tried this, and it is. Ridiculous Fishing EX is now available in the Apple Arcade store. Go and give it a whirl. Not sure how long you'll be playing it for. It's probably fun for about a minute.
Oh.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm not quite sure I'm that enamored with it, but yeah, give it a go. It's arcade.
I forgot to tell you this. I forgot to tell you this.
Well, do you need to tell me now?
Go ahead. I'll tell you.
That?
We'll talk about it in the after show.
Oh, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink,
say
wink.
no more.
Say no more.
No more, Rodney. That's the end, folks, of Gaz's snippets. I'm done. I haven't got.
Okay. I didn't know if you had like a link or anything. It's like I don't know. You could have something else there.
I'm done.
All right. What we are going to talk about this week are some of the betas. Should you be a beta person?
You should always be a better person. Definitely
better person, but you should probably question whether you should be a beta person. Now, I'm currently running Sonoma, the beta for Sonoma on my MacBook Pro. And to absolutely no one's surprise, it has turned it into something that I can't use for most of the things that I typically use my laptop for. But I kind of knew that going in. I've also now put it on my phone, my only phone.
Sorry,
I know. I also put it on my watch. And so far, I put it on the watch. I'm not discounting that statement in the slightest. So far, the phone and the watch are still working and doing all of the things that I wanted to do. Now, just wanted to get that out there so you know where I'm coming from. Now, when we talk about being a beta person, this is not the same as trying to be a better person, which we should all try to be, but a person who wants to live on the bleeding edge in operating systems for the various devices that we use on a regular basis. Now, maybe you've watched the WWDC keynote and decided that you want to have all those cool things they showed off, and to heck with those consequences. And before you jump in with both feet, those consequences should be examined and considered. A couple of rules or things to consider. Is this your only device of this type, like a phone or a watch? If yes, consider very carefully whether you want to commit to running beta software that may make the apps you use on a regular basis useless or to have odd behavior. Case in point.
Can I ask a question, Guy?
Sure.
Did you write this after you'd added it onto your machine?
I did. But I like the case in point that I'm going to point out. I knew going in that it was going to do bad things. So case in point, Rogue Amoeba's fantastic audio apps that both Gaz and I use a regular basis every single week has been reduced to sadness in an unsupported operating system on my laptop. Yeah, pretty much. Nerf herder. Yeah, that's what Rogue Amoeba said to me after I complained about it.
Hold on, I screwed up.
Pretty much. Now, number 2, battery life for portable devices could be adversely affected. Not necessarily, but it could be. Your expected 12 to 18-hour battery life could be reduced significantly running on a beta OS. There's a reason why frequent updates for beta versions come out based on feedback from developers or people who should have known better than to run beta software. Moving on.
I've got to say, Guy, I think I'm running beta software at the moment because the battery life on my phone is not very good at the moment, but I'm not using beta software, so I don't know.
Well, you're also going out on 60-mile bike rides.
True. Yeah, true.
So what you need to do is get one of because they actually have them. It's like a little portable solar panel that you can mount on your bicycle and charge your phone at the same time.
Cool.
And actually, why don't you look that up while I'm explaining this, and we'll tell people about that because I think that's actually kind of a cool thing.
I'll try and see if I can find it.
Number 3, are you prepared to submit a report to Apple if something goes wrong, or if there's odd, unexpected behavior while using beta versions of the? I'm laughing because Gaz has changed the spelling of certain words in my text of beta versions of the various OSs. Remember that in the report, there could be detailed information about various conditions on and of your Apple device, especially if it goes wrong with a web browser. Number 4, Apple giveth and Apple taketh away. Once you've put an advanced beta version of an OS on your Apple device, there may be no path back to where it was before, even by completely wiping the device and trying to load the known current regular version back into it. There could be updates to the firmware that runs in the background that isn't compatible with the regular version of the OS that is the known good version. The Apple Watch and the Apple TV, for example, are 2 devices that in the past cannot be put back to a known working version once a beta OS is installed. Even your Mac or iPhone may need to be completely erased before you can revert back, and that's not guaranteed either. Now, anytime, even for backup devices, if you've decided that you're going to run a beta version of the OS, for the love of God, any information that you have on those devices, back up, because there may be no path back to the land of sunshine and rainbows once you've gone ahead and done this. So consider your options very, very carefully before going down the path to beta OS software. Like certain people that are on this podcast probably should have done. Though to be fair, my watch is running fine. Here it is right here. It's a little warm right now. I think I'm getting 3rd-degree burns off of it. And my phone as well. Both are doing pretty much everything that it's supposed to do. But however, that's no guarantee that when the next version comes out, that it's not going to completely foul up those 2 devices. So just be careful. when you do that. Now, have you found what it was I was talking about?
Kind of. I've found some images, but most of the links that I found basically have got these portable ones which are like fold out. But that's no good if you're on a bike. You need one that can fix onto your bike. There's one here that I'm looking at. Looks like it goes on your seat. Well, there's no point because you'll be sat on the seat for crying out loud. There's no point having that. There's one that goes on the front pack of the bike, and there's one that goes on like a, if you've got a rack at the back of the bike. I'm on a road bike. I don't have a rack on the back, so I've got to say that's a bit of a fail.
It should go on like the handlebars.
No, I can't see one that goes on the handlebars because I've got too much stuff on my handlebars, so it won't go on the handlebars. I've already got my phone on the handle, so if I've got the solar on the handlebars, it'll be hiding my phone, so I won't be able to see my phone, so I won't be using it, so I won't be using the battery, so I won't need the solar panel which hides the phone.
So you're probably better off with just a battery pack then.
I'll just put a small battery
in your
pack.
Pocket.
I'll just put a small battery pack in the little handbag that I've got, and then if I need to charge it, I can charge it. Yeah. Well, that was a bit of a fail then, wasn't it? Anyway.
Yeah, kind of sorry I brought it up now.
That was a beta option.
Oh.
Sorry, did you finish? Did you?
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm nodding my head. Yeah, I'm
Me
nodding
too.
my head.
Hit it. Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
It's time for
Gaz's tip.
Guy, I think I told you some time ago, and everybody listening some time ago, about holding down the camera button to automatically start taking a video.
Yes, I started doing that, by the way. That is amazing.
It is amazing. Do you know what I used to do to take burst photos?
No.
I used to hold my finger down on the photo so it could take burst photos. And I suddenly had a question in my head. After I came back from the British Grand Prix, when I could have actually used this next tip, which I didn't know, which was, hang on a minute, what if you want to take burst photos? If I hold the finger on my photo when I'm taking a picture on the iPhone, I'm taking a video. I don't want a video. I just want burst photos so I can capture just the right moment. What? Apple, what have you done to me? Haha, there's a way, Guy. There is a way. Basically, what you do is you press the button to take a photo and then swipe slightly left. And your camera app then doesn't take a video. It takes a burst of photos. And in the little white button area, because you've swiped away from it, it gives you a counter which is going brrr. If you leave your finger there long enough, it can suddenly give you like 50 burst photos. That's the way to get burst photos. When you then go into the photo app to actually look at them, there's just one picture, but when you click into it, you can go select and you can go through all of the burst photos to take and, keep the one that you really want to keep. And it tells you that it's a burst photo when you click on the photo, I think in the top left-hand corner. And then when you click onto it, it comes up with all of the images. You can scroll through, keep your best shot. Hey, voila. Not only can you press that button and hold and take a video, but if you press the button and then swipe left, you can then take your burst images. Hey, voila.
Now, how is this different from live photos?
Well, live photos is short. I could leave that. I could take a burst photos for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 a minute if I wanted to, which would be stupid. But
I've got 10,000 burst photo pictures.
Well, I was going to say I'll try it for you, but I can't because let me try it. I wonder if it works actually on the iPad because I don't really use the camera on the iPad, but I'm going to try it now. So I'm on photo. Oh, and let me hold it right now because it's taking live shots at the moment. Let me turn live off. No, it's just taking lots of photos, which is not really very useful. No, it doesn't look like the iPad is working.
Well, hold on. I've got my phone.
Well, take your camera app out. So you press the button and then swipe slightly left and you'll see it. And you'll hear it as well. If you've got it on noise, it'll go or something like that. Have you broken it?
No, it's just doing video.
Well, that's because you're not. You've got to press the button and slide left fairly quickly.
No, but
have Have you got the latest OS?
Yeah. Oh, I'm on the beta version.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work or not.
May not be working for that. Okay, so
Never
but you
mind.
can. I mean, you can leave it on there for a long time, but you'll have a lot of burst photos, and that is Gaz's tip.
Here we go.
Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Gaz, you are absolutely right.
Okay.
I'm now having to delete lots of strange images which are on my iPad of my desk, and my can of beer and
yeah,
stuff.
I have no idea what is currently in my Photos app based on what I've just done, and I'm not going to look at it until later on. I don't know if it's going to be like burst photos or if it's just going to be a couple of videos of looking down at the number pad on my keyboard. It's like, ooh, boy, sure glad I took video of that. Now, if you can, please go on over to the Ukrainian Red Cross or Doctors Without Borders and make a contribution to those two very, very worthy sites. Neither one of us have a for pick's sake because apparently there is no good way to charge an iPad or a phone with a solar panel while you ride your bicycle, even though I said there probably was.
Road bike. While you ride
I was wrong.
Road bike. Yeah, road
I was
bike.
very wrong.
There's a difference. I've got to make that clear. While you ride your road bike.
Okay. We have some audio feedback, Gaz, that's going to require some participation from the two of us.
Ah, great. I love participation.
It's from Greg from NC. He was probably expecting to hear this last week, except we didn't do a podcast last week. So we're doing it this week.
No.
So
we are.
Greg, and he actually provides a little explanation going in. So here it is.
Hey, guys. It's
Hi,
Greg
Greg.
from North Carolina again. Okay. This one requires a little bit of participation on your part, but I feel confident you're up to the challenge, okay?
Maybe.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hike.
Hike who?
Who?
Unsuspecting hosts. Greg waiting with bated breath. Sets the perfect trap.
Very good. Very good. Yes.
I don't get it.
I got it.
Okay. As long as one of us did. No, I got it.
Of course, Guy got it. He's playing with you.
Yeah. It's a joke about baseball.
Correct.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
I get jokes. Nothing goes over my head except my hand. Now, if you would like to help support this show, all you have to do is go on over to the Patreon page, patreon.com/MacBennett. You can go on over to our coffee page, ko-fi.com/MacBennett. Buy us a parody coffee. And you can also go on over to PayPal, paypal.me/MacBennett. All of the various ways that you can help support the show. You don't have to. We'll keep doing it anyway because, that's what we do. Now, Gaz, if people wanted to get a hold of you and say, do you always have to explain jokes to Guy? How would they do it?
Ever so easy. Send an email to Gaz, G-A-Z, at mymac.com. You can also send a tweet on the Twitters to GazMaz. Twitter.com/GAZMAZ.
Guys.
You can also send I don't know what a counter social or Mastodon thing is, but you can find me over at Mastodon at gazmaz@c.im. I'm not sure whether you have to have something different from Mastodon. I think you can probably find me. You can also find me on Threads, but I've got no notifications. I don't go into it. So if you find me on Threads and ping me, I may reply at some point in the near or distant future. You can also send a tweet on the Twitters to Guy and Gaz. Twitter.com/Guy and Gaz, GUYANDGAZ.
D. Cars.
You can also send.
Cars.
You can also send an email to
You ran out of
feedback.
music.
Can you? No, I turned it off because we're now on to feedback. That's got nothing to do with Z, is it? There's no Z in feedback, is there? Come on.
Well, there could be.
There could be. Okay, so you could
Feedback.
You could send an email to feedback. That's FWDBACKZ at mymac.com. Good grief.
He's the guy. Pay no attention to that guy behind the curtain.
Guy says.
I was a bit like that last week.
Yeah.
Guy's the one. You remember Guy?
Guy?
His name was Guy.
No.
What? I don't. What's wrong with you? What?
My guy?
Yes, my guy. Guy.
Guy?
Guy.
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 Guy. Yeah! Guy!
Guy, we need to talk.
Guy, we need to talk.
Blue guy.
Who the hell even knows who this guy is?
Well, no, we don't.
I'm here with Guy.
I'm here with Guy, the guy. If you want,
An email from Guy.
without any,
No fooling.
how would you do it? How would they
Every
do
week, I am on pins and needles waiting for that last little bit to come. If you would like to send me an email, you can do so by sending that to Guy at mymac.com or podcast at vertshark.com. You can also see all of the links to the videos as I completely mess this up by going to vertshark.com, or you can go on over to the Tubes of You and subscribe to the Vert Shark channel, which will not only have our videos here, but also all of the crazy videos that I do with Guy's Daily Drive. If you would also like to send us a vocal message like Greg from NC does on a regular basis, thank you, Greg from NC. You can do so by dialing 1 or +1 if you're outside the United States, 703-436-9501. That number again is 1 or +1 outside the United States, 703-436-9501. Or if a 1 or a +1 is just so much of a hassle, go right into the Skype application and just dial 703-436-9501. And there is one other number that you can call, isn't there, Gaz?
There is, but just in case, because I'm not sure that I heard you say that you can actually reach you on the Twitters at twitter.com/MacParrot.
Oh, that's true.
Or
Or
so I thought I'd get
also
that in.
Counter Social, I am Mac Parrot. And also on Mastodon.social, I am Mac Parrot. I'm
Anyway.
like Mac Parrot everywhere.
You can also send on the Google Voice number 703-828-4677. And for anybody who didn't understand that, it's 703-828-4677 on the Google Voices. Yay!
And I think that's it for this week, guys. Thank you. Thank you all for downloading and freaking listening to the MyMac.com podcast. I think that we're good enough in a beta sort of way. Smart enough. Well, in beta, that functionality is still in beta. And Wilf gone it, doggone it, woof, Wilf. Woof, woof, Wilf. We love that dog. People like us in beta.
My friend David had his ID stolen. He's now just Dave. My Mac podcast show with Guy and Gaz.
Do you know, Guy, to finish off, I'd tell you a joke about pizza, but it's too cheesy. End.
So you can all go home and there's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go on. Go on home and go home.